You could be a dreamer all your life, but that really ain't gonna get it. You feel me? You got to you got to really go out and get it, man. That's what most people say. You got to get up and go get it. And if you only know how to get it one way, then you limited. And you know, it's hard when you're trying to accomplish a dream. You feel me? My dream was to have to own a store or something on Western or in the hood. And every time I got close to it, it got snatched away. Thank you. Welcome to the Dr. Crip Show. I'm talking to Sexy Red, 22, 23, 30, 24. What is that? I know. Put your glasses on. And it's sexy as red, not sexy red. Sexy as red. I was answering I was answering her question about how the if the gangs are so tight, why they niggas supposed to be on? Don't they each other put each other on? No, man. That's the truth. That though. The gangs is cutthroats, one of the most cutthroats uh, things you can ever do in your life. That's why you shouldn't you stop your kids from gang banging. You don't ever want them to be a part of this. Why would you want that? Never. You know, but like I was saying earlier with the dreams, I wanted it. My dream was to have a bit. I'm gonna tell you the story about the me trying to get a building in my hood so that I can own. Yeah, I didn't have three different buildings in my hood. I don't know who had more than that, but I didn't have three of them. Couldn't get down one of them. Either they wanted too much money or they were just jealous and didn't want me to have the building. And there's nothing I could do about it. Now, one building I was in, the lady wanted too much for the building. It was out of my league. I ain't even trying to ask my family. So one day, one of my boys come to see me, and he talking. He like, man, look, let's go across the street to the liquor store. So when we walked across the street to the Deuce to the liquor store, he started walking in the alley, and he said, man, look, when I was a little boy, my daddy used to bring me over here. So we walking, woo, he like, man, I used to run through here. He said the building is somewhere right around here. So he walked through the alley and cut through the liquor store and walk through the alley, and he started walking towards 92nd Street. So I'm like, hey man, you're doing too much, man. Don't you can't. He like, no, the building is right here somewhere. I'm like, man, it ain't no buildings right there. There's nothing there. At that time it was uh the automotive service young. You feel me? So he like, nah, man, the building is right here. So I'm like, I walk down there and walk over there. I'm like, man, what are you talking about? He like, that's the building. I said, man, that little shack right there. He like, yeah, man, that's the building. I'm like, man, that building been closed for a long time. You saying your daddy owned that building? He like, man, my daddy owned that building, man. My daddy used to own a lot of property around here. I'm like, are you serious? I said, man, I need that building. I want that building. He said, man, I'm gonna see if I can make it happen for you. Look how God works. You think he might want you to get that building, but who knows? He could have a whole nother plan, like which he exposed later down the line as I proceed. He like, man, I'm gonna holler at my daddy. Okay, get back at me. Hey man, look, we're gonna meet you at the building today. Pull up over there. For sure. Pull up over to the building. Pops get out the car. Pops is 79-ish. 80-ish. Pop's been a boss his whole life. Straight out of Watts. One of them short, aggressive, always got to prove a point type of dudes. You feel me? Got property all over the city. But a problem, he suffered from a little dementia or something. And it's a problem with his 11 kids, I believe, and the new mistress, the mistress lady that's been in his life for 20 something years or something. Right? So as we talking about the building, my boy like, hey man, so what you think? I'm like, man, I want the building. How much is the building? So he like, pops, how much you want for the building? How much can he get the building? Want to get the building? So pops start talking. At first he making sense. He like, you know, um, it's a good building, you know. Right now you got to remember where this building is at. It's right off the corner of 92nd and Western. A good building. Yeah, my dreamland. I need to build it. I want to build it. The building had been closed for 30 years. The old men play dominoes in front of it. All kind of stuff is going on in front of the building. Right? I want to build it. It's in my backyard. It's my hood. This is my destiny to own this building. So Pops is like, you know what? It's a good building. We want. And then he flashed back. He like, he lose it like in the middle of the conversation. He lose it. He like, trying to take what I got. And he reached in his waist and like, motherfucker, don't know. I was like, and he had to grab. He said, "Pop, you straight?" And I was like, I was like, I'm just standing there looking like, and I'm like, what's Pop straight? He like, yeah, man. Sometimes Pops be losing it. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go back. Pops come back. He come back to reality. Wherever he went, it had to be in the 70s or 60s or something. You feel me? Pops went and pulled a burner out on him. He reached in the waist and was like, "What's happening?" And I was like, "Whoa, Pops, are you okay?" you know. So I'm talking to my boy. So he like, "Pops, so what you gonna do with the building?" So Pops look and say, "Man, you pay your rent?" I said, "Yeah, I pay my rent, Pops. I pay mine. Oh, you ain't got no. I don't want you coming back out here no more. You ain't gonna have no problems out of me." And Pop say, "Okay, well, you work it out with him." And he walked back to the car and sat in the car. So I said, "Roy, what's up? That's a good answer for me. What you want to do?" So Roy said, "Man, just give me 800 or something like that a month." I was like, "Okay, for sure." He said, I'm gonna go find the keys and get everything, and boom, just like that, I'm in the building. About to lose the other building because the lady selling the building right across the street where I'm currently at. You feel me? Because she offered me the building, but she want 450,000 for something worth 100,000. Right? This building may look like womb, but I can buy this building. You feel me? I don't need my family to buy this building. So I'm in the building now. I get my boy Smiley with me. I need a brain with me. He little brain. Come in here. We in the building now. So we doing all kind of it's going down. I'm in the building. So my goal was to listen. What I wanted to do, right, is I wanted to bring some type of cultural to back to the inner city of the West Side. Like Chambers. Get the chairs with the shoe shine boys and all that out there in the front. Because I had two big, beautiful windows in the front. So I was going to put two, you know, put the shoe shines out there. When you come inside, you know, I, I love the ladies, so everything is decorated for the ladies. A little sex, a little bit of this. Tupac told me that day when I met him. He also said, "Whatever you do it for the women." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna remember that." So he gave me two or three things that day, but I'm like, so everything on the inside gonna be for the women. So I'm slowly, catching up, building up. Woo woo. I'm taking my time because one day, I say it was about 4 months down the line, a lady pulled up in a little bucket and she knocked on the door and she said, "Hey, my name is Problem Bitch." I said, "Okay. I'm just coming by to check, look to see." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm trying to think what my boy told me about, you know, his little situation. He didn't really break it down. So I'm like, I wonder if cause she like, "Hey, how you doing? I don't know who you are." You know what I'm saying? She like, "Oh, I'm just coming to check." But she say Pop's name. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I cracked the door open. You feel me? So come on in. And she like, "Yeah, I just come to introduce myself and this and that." I'm like, "Okay." Boom. So she leaves. I don't think nothing too much of it. I So I called my boy and I said, "Hey man," she said, "Oh no, she don't trip. She just being nosy. That's the problem. We got, she in control of Pops right now, Woo." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." Is everything good? So that was a sign, and that I said, "Cause I'm ready to dump this bread in there. Is it gonna be a problem?" He like, "Nah." So it helped me. Don't you? and it, and it's a good thing because it held me up. It would have been because I got about a year, close to a year and a half, but I would have been builded up, and then you say you got to go. No, that ain't right. But something just told me what did I didn't have no choice. I had to go hard in the paint. So, it was, fly by night, money by night, work in the day. We got to get this money. So it was about a year. She walked back over there, one of them another trips. I ain't seen her. And she pulled up broad daylight. And I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? I've been paying the rent on time." You feel me? Now, this time when she comes, she say, "Yeah, I just coming to check." She said, I never formally introduced myself to you to let you know who I was." And I say, "No, you didn't." Who are you? She said, "Well, I'm Problem Bitch." But I've been a problem bitch from 22 years ago. See, this used to be a hair salon, probably when you was a little boy. I said, "Yeah, I remember that running through here. It used to be, it's been closed for like 30, 40, 30 something years or something." She like, "Yeah." She said, "But well, I used to work in here. You know what I'm saying? Woo woo." So, he chose me, woo woo. And I just been a problem with the family ever since. That's why none of the kids don't like me and none of this and that, because I put a dent in family, but that's him. He wanted this and that's what he got. You feel me? And he told me what to do and I did it. And I ain't never had a problem with it. And I said, "Yeah." So now, you know, they think he out of his mind. I said, "Yeah, they did say something about, he not, they like, yeah, he do. He's suffering from such and such, and I'm his nurse. I got legal care of him and all that." I said, for real? She like, yeah, I got legal care of it. So I said, well, oh, okay. So I everything is good. She said, well, listen, I'm just letting you know that one day I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna talk further, you know, uh, about the building and whatever. You feel me? It just give me some time. I'm like, just give you some time. So now I called my boy. I said, man, what? He said, man, look, woo woo, that's what it is. And she got the daughter. I said, man, I seen the kid, man. I said, the kid looked like you. He said, no, it don't. I said, man, that little girl looked like you. Because Pops had the baby when he was like 70. So the baby looked like, the little Down syndrome or whatever. I don't, I think, that look. You feel me? Um, but it playing like a wonderful little girl, you feel me? And but I mean clearly you can see it's something, I don't know what, but it's something. So but I told my bro, I said, man, she looks like you. I said, bro, she look like you. So he like, man, that ain't my sister. So I guess all the kids, hate the union and all that. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, so what's going on? What is I'm straight in the building or what's happening with the building, man? Like, man, I want to buy this building. Can I buy the building? I buy the building right now. How much y'all want for the building? Like, man, that's what we going to court for, man. She didn't did this. She pushing this and that, and this what it's coming to because we fighting over Pop's mental state to see who got the right to control him and this and that. So, we in court right now. So I was like, oh, okay. Say, yeah, man. So, just look out, look, just keep paying your rent, whatever. So I'm like, man, it's all good. A week later, he called me. He said, man, don't send the rent to me no more. Start sending it to her. I said, man, what's going on? Man, she went and she, come on, man. He like, no, no, no. It ain't no problem. Just send everything to her. So I start sending her. Boom. I'm on time. You feel me? When it hit the next day, here you go. Boom, Sundays and all. I'm on time. So one day she popped up again, like 2, 3 months later. I'm like, every time she come, I gotta use the bathroom. She like, can I come in? Let me. Yeah, yeah, come on in. And then she have a problem of bringing Pops. See, I think she used to do that on purpose. She used to bring him every time she come. Even when she pop up, because I guess she 24-hour nurse or whatever, but she come and then one time he tripped on me like, man, what you doing in my building? I was like, oh, Pops, how you trip? And I was like, you know, I said, man, she said, no, she said, I believe you. She said, I believe you, but it's the kids. They got problems. So they saying this and that. So the kids were saying she took 100,000 cash out the bank. That's what made them trip. And then now she's saying that the kids did something bogus. So now she in the shop. She's standing here in the store today. So I'm like, okay, so what's up? She said, listen, I want to let you know that something's gonna happen or whatever. I don't know, but if it happened in my favor, I don't know. You got the building through the kids. I might want you out. I said, problem, bitch. You don't want this building? What do this building mean to you? 22 years ago, 30 years ago, you trying to hold on to that? Let me operate this building. Look what I got going on. Look at my plans. She said, oh, I like your plans. I like it. But I'm gonna turn it back into a shop, and I'm gonna let my girl run it, this and that. And I said, you gonna kick me out my own hood? She said, listen, it ain't you. You pay your rent on time. I said, if you did set a bill, how much you want? She said, whoop de whoop. I said, that's nothing. I got it right now. Let's do it. I can go get the loan. Let me call my boy. Nah, it's cool. But we don't know just yet. So just give us some time. So I'm like, damn, what you mean she don't know just yet? So boom. So now my boy called me. He's shaking like a crap game. He like, man, listen, just keep paying her the rent. And if somebody call you or whatever, just tell them the truth. How you whatever. So I'm like, man, what's going on? Just tell me what's going on. He like, man, nothing. Everything is cool. Boom, about another couple of months go by, close to my 2 year anniversary. I'm going 2 years. She pull up, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, Jesus. She walk in and she like, I just come to let you know the news. And she slammed the paper on the table. She said, everything highlighted in yellow is mine. Pops had 24 pieces of property in Los Angeles. 24 pieces of property. She got 12 and the kids got 12. All addresses, and my address to that building was highlighted in yellow. And she looked and she said, I didn't do this. They gave us the list like this. The ones highlighted in yellow is mine. I said, you gonna kick me out? She said, you can finish out the rest of the year and January, just be gone. She said, you ain't even gotta pay me no more rent. Don't let me buy the building. Dream just came to an end. You got to keep dreaming, man, in your sickness, whatever. But see, when I was in my sickness, what I should have been doing is I should have been doing something anyway. You feel me? And cause a commotion because now, Pete, another brother called me. One of all the kids, all the Pop's kids are successful kids. They doctors, lawyers, police, uh city workers. You feel me? They all do something successful. All 11 of them, right? And the police one called me and he said, hey man, he said, check this out. Whoop de whoop de whoop. He said, man, I want you to squat in the building. I said, man, I can't squat. I said, man, I can't squat in the building. The lady be bringing your daddy out. He said, man, I don't give about none of that. He said, man, you supposed to be a gangster, right? I said, man, he said, man, just stay there, man. He said, listen, you got uh LAPD every time. It don't matter what happened when it come across the radio. Boom, I'm gonna take care of it. I turned it down because I didn't want to be a part of nothing like that. I don't know if that was God doing that to me or was it that I'm just too soft to be a gang member. I'm supposed to be ruthless, right? I should have been ruthless then. I would have been in that building right now to this day, and I probably wouldn't be on the internet or nothing talking about how these stupid weirdos shot me 6 times. You feel me? Get your life together, man. Stop dreaming. You gotta continue. You feel me? You can't let stuff like that slow you down. You feel me? Don't let it slow you down, man. You feel me? This is Dr. Crip, man. You feel me? Do something positive for a child today. That's what you do. Go do something positive for a child today, man. You ain't never thought about that, huh? Yeah. Take them all. Get them out the hood. Show 'em- So what? Man, of course, man, shut up. Man, go just do it, man. You got the money. You talking about you a baller, right? Do it. Go take the kids, man. Do something positive today, man. This Dr. Crip. We ending the sickness.